So, you've poured your heart and soul into creating awesome content online, right? But there's always that big question. How do you actually turn all that hard work into a real, reliable income? Well, today, we're going to break down the entire blueprint for Google Adsense, which is one of the most powerful ways to get paid for your passion.
Look, it's the question every single one of us creators faces. Trying to figure out monetization can feel, well, it can feel super overwhelming. Kind of like you're staring at a puzzle with 1,000 tiny pieces. But what if I told you there's a clear roadmap, a step-by-step guide to get you there?
All right, here it is. This is our map for the entire journey. We're going to break it down into 3 simple stages. First, we have to lay the foundation. This is all about getting approved. Second, we'll get into the mechanics, understanding how the whole engine actually works. And finally, we'll talk about mastery, which is all about protecting and optimizing what you've built.
Okay, before we lay a single brick, we've got to understand the world we're stepping into. See, this isn't just about slapping a few ads on your website. It's about plugging into a massive, dynamic digital economy.
And this right here shows you the whole ecosystem. It's really just 3 key players. There's you, the publisher, the one with the audience. Then you have the advertisers, who desperately want to reach that audience. And in the middle, you've got Google Adsense, acting like this super fast auctioneer for every single ad spot on your page. It's happening constantly, in the blink of an eye.
So here's the absolute key to understanding this. Your website isn't just a billboard. It's a solution. You are solving the biggest problem an advertiser has, finding the right customer at exactly the right moment. That is the value you're providing. That's what you're really getting paid for.
All right, let's get into stage 1. Before you can even dream about making a single penny, you have to get past Google's inspection. Honestly, this is where a ton of people trip up right at the start, but we're going to make sure you get it right. Think of this as your pre-flight checklist. It's non-negotiable. Your content, it has to be original and actually valuable to someone. Your site navigation needs to be super clear and easy to use. You absolutely must have the basic legal pages, like a privacy policy. And, of course, the basics. You got to be over 18, and you have to own your own top-level domain. No shortcuts here.
And this slide just nails the connection between your strategy and the results. The niche you pick, it's not just about the money. If your content is thin, if it's not original, you're going to get slammed with that rejection message on the right, low-value content. It's a direct consequence of your early choices.
And let me be perfectly clear on this. There are some topics that are just completely off-limits. We're talking adult content, stuff that's copyrighted, illegal things, hate speech. You get the idea. Trying to sneak any of this by will get you an instant rejection, and probably a permanent one. Seriously, it is just not worth the risk.
Okay, so you've passed the inspection. Awesome. Now it's time to actually build the engine. This is the practical part, the hands-on stuff, where we connect your site into the massive AdSense network.
The process itself is pretty straightforward. First, start with a fresh, clean Google account. Step 2, you connect your website. Then, Google gives you this little piece of code you just have to paste into your site's header. And the final step is kind of old school, but it's crucial. They are going to mail a physical postcard with a pin to your address to make sure you're a real person at a real location.
Now, once you're approved, you're going to see a lot of new acronyms. The first big one is RPM. Just think of it as your engine's overall efficiency score. It tells you, on average, how much money you're making for every 1,000 visitors. It's a great single number to track your progress.
Next up, you've got CTR, which stands for click-through rate. This one's super simple. It's just the percentage of people who visit your site and actually click on an ad. Now, a healthy, normal CTR is somewhere between 1 and 3%. If you see a number that's way, way higher than that, it can actually be a big red flag. We'll talk about why in a minute.
And the last key metric is CPC, or cost per click. This is the actual amount of money an advertiser is willing to pay for a single click from your audience. Now, remember way back in the foundation stage when we talked about choosing your niche? Well, this is where that decision pays off, literally. A click from a blog about insurance is going to be worth way more than a click from a celebrity gossip.
So how does this all come together to make you money? Well, here's the master formula. Your total earnings are basically your traffic times your click-through rate times the cost per click. That's it. To make more money, you have to pull one of those 3 levers. It's that simple and at the same time, that complex.
Okay, so you've built the engine. You understand the numbers. Welcome to the final stage, mastery. This is where the pros play. It's all about protecting your account for the long run and fine-tuning that engine for peak performance.
Now, this is absolutely crucial to understand. Not all traffic is good traffic. Organic search traffic from Google, That's the gold standard. It's safe, and it's from people actively looking for your content. Social media traffic, direct traffic, that's okay, but you have to watch it. But paid traffic, it is strictly forbidden. Never, ever, ever buy traffic to send to a website with Adsense on. Protecting your account means you have to know what you're up against. And the two biggest threats, the two things that can get your account shut down overnight, are invalid traffic, which is stuff like bots or people accidentally clicking, and encouraging people to click your ads. Saying things like, support our site by clicking our sponsors. Both are huge violations.
So how do you defend yourself? Simple. Rule number 1, and it's non-negotiable. Never click on your own ads. Not once, ever. Second, watch that CTR like a hawk. If it's normally at 2% and it suddenly jumps to 15%, something is very wrong. And finally, if you see any weird activity, report it to Google right away using their invalid clicks form.
But it's not all about defense, right? You also want to optimize. You can run simple A/B tests to let data, not your gut, tell you what ad placement works best. You can block certain ad categories if they don't fit your brand, and you can even play with the number of ads you show. Sometimes, believe it or not, showing fewer ads actually makes you more money.
Success in the long run really just comes down to a simple routine. Make it a habit, maybe once a month, to just quickly check your policy center for any warnings, see how your experiments are doing, and just take a look at your most popular pages to make sure everything looks good. A little discipline here goes a really long way.
And that really brings us to the most important takeaway from all of this. Adsense is not a lottery ticket. It is not a get-rich-quick scheme. It is a get-rich, slowly, and reliably business model. It rewards patience, it rewards quality, and it rewards smart decisions. So the real question isn't just, how can I make money? It's how can I build a valuable, sustainable business for the long term?